August 15th, 2025, and we're here looking at the SPY. So we've set up our previous day's highs and lows based on yesterday, previous day. I think I'm going to do a range too. Previous day's highs and lows, and I'll do like the body. Yeah, that's about where wicks. And it looks like in the pre-market, it already went back and tested it. This is the pre-market low. We're ways from our previous day low. Previous day low, as you see, is just the lowest point right here when the market opened at 9:30, and we just marked that off as well. So there's this long rejection candle here. The pattern this morning started out here where yesterday we reached a new high about, well, I'm sorry, 3 this morning we reached a new high at pre-market, aftermarket, 647.13. And it's been respecting this trend line here. So based on what we see, it could bounce off here and go to another low, and we open in about less than 60 seconds. But looking at the days, we have 15-minute is a bull. We're pretty bullish. 15-minute, well, still here trying to break that high here, but as you see, it's still bullish. Okay, so we're about to open very small. So the day just started, and that's one. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Could be in puts territory. Yep. These candles are very congested too. So as we see, it's kind of still opening. This is that. This is a trend line from yesterday. Let's see if I need to, I think I need to remove that. So this is probably going to go to this This is probably gonna go to this last day low. I'm gonna mark off about, see, this is here. I'm gonna mark a note here. So if anything, get the confirmation, it could go in this little range right here. Hmm. So we just watch it right now. As you see, it went up on the one. It's like, looks like it's doing a pullback here, made it low, doing a pullback here. It made a new low. So we had a low here. This is a new low. So it's probably going to the downside. So we got about 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, about a minute and some seconds left on this candle. And then we're going to see what the next candle does. So it's just letting it do what it does. Kind of look like a little consolidation in this range of the pre-market high and the, I'm sorry, the pre-market high and the not the pre-market high, pre-market low and the previous day high. So it looks like it's breaking out of that. Yeah, it's coming right here. Broke out of that. So I entered in on this one. So typically I would protect the high of this candle. I'm gonna see if that's gonna, it broke this high. So I'm gonna take profit right here. So yeah, I gotta protect the whole thing right here. So that can be a double bottom. So we're just letting the candle cook. We only took one position so far. Okay, we got a couple of minutes left on this bar. 8:38. Mm-hmm. Go over here. So, and what I did was when I marked my take profit is I went over here and the range from the low to I do like a range. Okay, so we're just letting the market do whatever it's gonna do. Now this is a inadvertent hammer which could go two ways. Hmm. So as you see, it's just moving around really on this pre-market low. Just made a new low. So this may be a little bit of a free fall, gradual, not a free fall, but a gradual deal. So we have about 2 minutes left on this candle. And so what I see on the 1 minute is it's following down based on this nine. Let me check something here. Yeah, that's why it's kind of rocking and rolling right here. See the previous consolidation right here. So that could be a reason why it's kind of rolling in this area. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep watching it to kind of see how this thing plays out. Starting to pull down. Make sure my take profit is where it needs to be. It's like this thing moves down and moves out of the whack. I'm just trying to make sure it's where it needs to be. Hmm. So as you see, it's doing a little pull back here. It was dancing around the nine before, so it did a little pull back here. So at this point, Based on the move that's made, we can move this down just a little bit to come out of the and as you see, this was orb. It broke orb, came back for a clean retest below orb, and it's the bottom line of orb is right here at this green line. And then you have the top of orb that's at uh this like preparated line right here, and this is the middle orb here with the green. So it came back and retested orb and went on ahead and fell, falling currently down. I'm going to the beginning of the range for the uh, pre-market low, which is looks like it's going to go to pre-market low, and so usually can go within the range of that. So we have take profit right around the range of the free of the fall. So I got a couple of seconds left on this candle. 30 seconds, I'm sorry, roughly. Okay, started a new candle. So we got this little area right here, which was some congestion before. It's not quite at that area yet. It can blast right through it, or it may dance around in that area as well. Yeah. So we're bringing down our take profit. I'm sorry, stop loss down some. So the reason why we have this is our stop loss here. I have it pulled back right above the 20 EMA, because if it goes back up there, we got a problem, Lucy. So this is the high of the candle, and so I just moved it down within the profit. So I'm gonna give it some room to make some more move, and go from there based on what happens on this candle. But as I say, our target is this area, This is the range that we're expecting price will come to right here. We're not far from it. Kind of hard to align this thing with. There it is. Kind of hard to align this thing. Try to measure it off here because unfortunately you're not able to move it from here on the active trader on Thinkorswim. You got to kind of maneuver it as you go. So right now it's just moving around. See what's happening on the minute. The minute did a pull back to the 9 and it's dropping back down now. Okay, so this is the 9 EMA, the moving average, and this is the 20 EMA, and this is the VWAP. So it's strongly extended, which lets you know it's a strong trend. And this could have been another entry popping in from here. Um, it just made a new low. And we've been active in this trade roughly, we got in about here, 5, yeah, roughly 20 minutes, 25 minutes. This is an indecision candle, so it's a little struggle going on here. And our stop loss, we just go ahead and move it on down even more. So it looks like it may be coming back to test this 9. I don't know if it's going to do it yet. 9 is still kind of a little bit ways. But we may have a good little test on this 20 on the 1 minute. It's been pretty consistent at this 9. So it closed on the 9 on the 1 minute, dropping back down now. Bigger charts, we're down. We're still overall bullish. So this just may be a very large pullback. It's just letting it do what it does. It's kind of doing a little consolidation dance here. Still making its way down. Okay, so just for understanding purposes, this is a thinkorswim. I have it set up as an active trader. Orders are made automatically. As you see, these brackets, I already had them set up for a stop loss here, and then my take profit here. So this is the options prices for the options, and these are the uh, prices, just the active prices of SPY, and it just shows you the price action. So like I said, we got the indecision candle. Let's see what happens here. It's struggling around this way. We got about a minute and 20 seconds on this candle. And so we're just watching it, let it play out. And as you see, we move our stop loss based on that 20 EMA. That's how I move it down. I don't necessarily slide right into a break even position. I just move it based on the 20 EMA when it's actively in a trend. So when you see me move it down, I'm moving it based on this yellow line right here. And as you see, it's right here, right next to that line. So I got starting a new candle now. Whoa, whoa, that went into a aggressive move. Okay, so based on that move, I'm moving my stop loss further on down up on that yellow line. Okay. So it went here, broke on that on the 1 minute, broke on that close on the other side of the 20. A lot of fighting going on right here. Let's get into that chop. At the top of that chop. That chop is right around in that area. Yep, right in here. So it looks like it that VWAP is trying to come on through. On the 1 minute it's straddling at 20. Okay, so we got a new candle. Okay, so we're just seeing what's happening here. Yeah, it can get to be a little bit of a sit and wait. And some people go and do other trades and other things at the same time because you already had your stop loss and your take profit already set. But sometimes it just helps. You just kind of learn the moves, how it moves under certain conditions, where it goes, how it acts in certain areas. So, like we got to close back under the 20, close back on the 9. So we tested that the 9 here. It had to relieve some pressure because it was oversold. So just gonna see how it plays out. Close below the 9 here on the 1. Like, like it's tapping back to 20. Okay, still moving here. This is consolidating. Just kind of shuffling right here. Shuffling right here in this area. Okay, we're about to end this candle in about 5 seconds. VWAP is still extended out over the 20 and the 9. When a 20 is on top, you're typically in a sale. And when the 9 is on the bottom, that's typically the setup. So if you're in a buy, this blue typically is on the top, or I'm not gonna say a buy. We're in puts right now. So when you're in puts, typically the 20 will be overhead, or you in there, and there the 9 is underneath, and it switches it going the other direction. Now this is the one. The 1 minute is a little bit more sporadic, a lot more movement. This is more controlled with the 5 minute, and even more controlled is here on the 15. So as we see, could be coming back to test this VWAP. We still have the 20 actively extended above the 9 on the 15. Mm-hmm. And just moving that stop loss and just move it right along with the 20 right here. So you see our stop loss is just above it. 2 minutes left on this candle. See the consolidating here. And now the 9 and 20 are like really tightly intertwined. But you got the consolidation right here. So what we're looking for is at least that one to come out of this little trance it's in. Mm-hmm. Oh crap. Right there. Yeah. About a 5 seconds on this new candle. Now, if this two candles close above the 9, I may move my stop loss to those two closes above the 9 because there could be some action going back to the upside. Because we're in an overall uptrend on the 1 day, you got to be careful on puts. We got an active on a day where we're green, 15 minutes green, but our EMA still show us in sell territory, still in sell here. Not sell, but still in a bearish situation. Now, some people look to add positions. This would be where you would add the rejection of like this rejection taking place here. But what would happen is this would need to close back below the 9 at least. And then the next candle surpass its low. Or some people get in on the rejection. Still working its way at this 9. Right here we have already closed and they're braided the 9 and the 20 are really braided together. Like I said, we see this consolidation. We need to go on ahead and break out of that. Okay, we got about a minute and 10 seconds on this candle. So now you see adding a position right there at that pullback. So typically if I was going to add, I would let this candle in and then let the next candle pass its low. Dip down pretty strong. So right here would be an add. Like I said, you can do a rejection here, but it'll go back here. Once it passes this low, add in the position, stop loss here. The heck, if this comes back and tests on its own, it may be a, yeah. Let's see here. So it's tapped it, tested, coming back to test it again. There you go. Entry there. You can even protect this high here. Back to this choppy area right here. So as you see, get it right below here and see what happens. Okay, so we're still moving here. Let me see. I'm gonna say when we get about right. Let's see. I'm curious to know what happens when it gets about right here. Breaks that area. So we're kind of extended a little bit here. We're just going to bring it up just a little bit. That's the stop loss, bringing it down a little bit. See, we're here. Rejection. Got about a 40 seconds on this candle. Less than 20 seconds. Okay. Sometimes moves happen faster than other times. Our take profit is here. As you saw, we got another entry here when it retested this 9. We could have added another position right here. We could have got in a second time. And stop loss either here or at this high here. So I'm looking for it to bust on past this, which is what it looks like it's doing now. Playing with it. Yeah, see, that's that area. We need to pass that area. A little bit of chop, but it's so. So if you had added a second position and protected this high, we'll see how that would have played out. Looks like we got a few minutes left on this candle. So you can get used to like the movement of the candles and how it kind of goes around and around. Check some at the market. Check some here. see. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so it's going on back up. Good thing is that it still hadn't closed above the 9. It's still remaining below the 9. The 9 is the blue line right here. We got about a couple of seconds on this candle. Well, actually 20 seconds, 40 seconds, I'm sorry. Okay. So it once again rejected that 9. Others, some people would add position, another position here. Just letting it do what it's gonna do. That's a little bit of an indecision. The body is kind of in the middle, almost equal wicks. The battle is here. See, it's kind of still trying to work its way down. Hmm. So ideally, we can move the stop loss about here. That's at the high of this candle right here. Because if it comes back above that, then we have an issue. And I drew this line so you can kind of see how it makes patterns. So when it makes patterns and you see obvious patterns, when you draw your trend line, it kind of helps you kind of see what it's liking to do currently. And I usually keep my short term trend lines purple and my long term lines are white. That way I can decipher if I forget to delete it. I know it's like a short-term trend. And I don't typically keep it too long after once I'm done with the trade. Uh, Now this one I'm gonna keep because once price comes back over this, then the probability of us continuing upward is high. Once it comes back above that, it breaks that particular trend. Okay, so we got about a minute and 5 seconds. As you saw, price kind of dance in this zone for a little bit of time. It came to that area I was talking about, and it just blasted back up. Now it's guiding back down. Okay, so we got a new candle in less than 30 seconds. It's right here kind of dancing. So we had a kind of strong momentum here. See why that's happening. Okay, I'm just checking the news. Hmm. Okay. A lot of chopping right here. But as you know that VWAP is working its way back on the other side of the 20, which is what we want. It's working its way to the top of 20. Still playing in this area. So right now it's kind of respecting this little line right here. The little trend line that we drew that's temporary. See how that chop is starting. See, we got that same thing here. Chop. We're probably gonna let this finish chopping around, and then so it just went on the other side. Maybe about to do something. Not gonna push it. Now this long wick here, that could have been liquidity, which means that it kind of came here, grabbed, and it could be continuing to go in another direction. But we have the consolidation here, which means it could continue to the downside, making a new low. Up here, we see we have the low, then a lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. But right here, we haven't broken this low. So ideally, that's what we want to see. So we're still in a waiting game. This candle here has about 2 minutes, 40 seconds. I'm sorry, 20 seconds. We're just following along. As you see, it's Still indecisive in this area. Mhm. So now you see if you're following the trend using the five and a combination of the five and the one, you see for the most part when you're in an active trade, if there's no close above that nine, you're still you're pretty safe if you're already actively in a trade. Um, Closing above the nine could be a signal, but it's not always a signal to get out. It's just too uh just based on the rules you want to set. Either getting out after it closes above the nine, since it's been respecting the nine all this time since this started at opening at open today. Um, Typically, I try to get out if it closes above the um, 20 EMA, one candle close above the 20. I move down. If I let's say if I was still up here, I would have moved down. But in this case, I just remain above the 20 anyway because we have a take profit set. So when we have a take profit set, I just follow along and profit. Once it hits the take profit, then hey, we're good. So as you saw, remember we added that position here. If you had added, the position is still safe because the stop loss is up here. And as you see, that one would be good. Now it's about to break our the line of interest that I drew earlier, and it's already popping back to that. Let me see how it's gonna react. So once we pass this high, this low, we've made a new low. Once it passes this low, it makes a new low of the morning. We would have made a new low of the morning. So still kind of moving around, but as you see, it kind of wick past it. This choppiness from yesterday is what I have marked off because typically if it happened like that before, it'll happen like that again where it's just gonna be chopping around and we'll come back to see what happens in about come back in a few minutes and see what happens. Okay, we're back here at the previous low, waiting for it to set a new low. But as you see from the chart, it's just click, 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 going down. I lightened up the chart so you can obviously see the blue 9 EMA. I have it blue. And of course, the yellow for the 20 EMA. As you can see, it's yet to test that 20. VWAP has come back on the other side of the uh, 20, which is where we want it to be. So we have a good amount of width and extension between the EMA and the VWAP as it continues downward. Now we've yet to have a close above the 9, which tells you the nature of this trend is pretty strong. Now we're about to hit take profit, but at this time people could continue on to just see how deep the trend goes. We're going to take our profit when it hits. If another entry comes about, we may take another entry, but typically around 11:30, I'm done anyway, and we're at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to let this thing do what it's going to do. Like I say, this is the morning high, and we're a couple of ticks from that morning high. Then it would have officially made a new high. I'm sorry, not high, excuse me, low. It would have officially made a new low. And then it's almost out of that choppy area here from the previous day. As you see, it's still been pretty consistent at this trend line, kind of tapping it, going down, tapping it, going down. But this, looking for a break of this previous low. We've been following the structure. That's why our stop loss is here. Looks like we have a couple of seconds. It's going to start a new candle. Okay. And I slightly adjust it here so I can kind of see what's happening, but yeah, it's technically broken that. Still dancing with the 9 EMA here. But since we're so close to this, we have a couple of options. It could go to the bottom of the chop, skip back up. High probability based on yesterday is somewhere in this range we hit. And that's before it possibly, before it possibly continuing upwards or continuing downwards. See how this 5 minute behaves here. So this could be another entry for, if it rejects this 9, it could be another entry for a position, or it can be a sign we may get out of it. Like I say, this is 2 taps. This is the high, this is the low of the day. and we're just gonna see if it's gonna break past that low, or if we're gonna go in the other direction. 1 minute breaks here. We got about 3 minutes, uh, 20 seconds on this candle. I'm sorry, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. So just gonna let it do what it's gonna do. We have, as you see, that's the lowest point. Active down here. The day is still bullish. Bullish means uh, going that is still on an incline, increase, going up. One minute. 30 seconds. Okay, this is our first close above the uh above the 9. First close above the 9 of the morning. Gonna watch to see what it does here. A few minutes left on here. Yeah, it's possibly shifting on us. Yeah. So we got some more seconds on this candle. See what's gonna happen here. 20 seconds. So as you see, this is our stop loss and price is right here. New candle starts. It rejected the 20, but we'll see if it continues to reject because it's at a major point. So we have two closes above 9. So it's retracing that previous candle. This is the bullish candle. It just retraced it. About a minute, 40 seconds. Okay. Less than 20 seconds. New candle just started. So far, it rejected the 20. So I have about 4 touches right here. I just see if this candle comes. If it comes, shouldn't come any further than here. Really looking for it to break this level right here. Says just as you see, it went back up and wicked the 9. VWAP extended. The 20 is still overhead. The 9. This is a place of interest right here. Breaking past this low. And I think, as I stated in another video, as you see, this was a 9:30 candle. And you see that was a power candle, as you would say, that kind of set the tone. Doesn't always, but like 50% of the time, it's based off either the high or low of that first candle. Whatever move, that would be the dominant move for that day. Not always. This is not financial advice. Entertainment purposes only, but based on what I've seen so far and what I back tested. So as you see, with that area I was telling you guys about, that choppiness. The same thing happened yesterday before it continued upward. Let's see. Actually, will stay right here. Okay. I was curious about stock open. Okay, it's nothing happening on that one. Okay. We also look at QQQs. It's a very similar chart to the SPY. It's pretty much doing the same thing. Respected this 9, just came up, rejected the 20. See how the charts look very similar from the one that I actively uh, trade. We look at Tesla. Similarities as well. Had this big drop, been consolidating here. Rejected the 20. Their previous days low is about here. This is if there's a range. Let's see. So they're a little bit of a ways from that. Now they're about to close above their 20 EMA, but they're not really respecting it. You got to close here, drop, close here. So just showing the similarities of learning like one stock, especially SPY, and kind of seeing how it can really set you up to trade just anything. So it's traveling back up here again. We got about less than 30 seconds left on this candle. So we got a struggle going on right here. New candle just started. As you see it, that one wicked down, but now you got a new one. Let's see if it's going to drop back down in that and respect this trend line here. So the important thing is to give it enough room to breathe, whatever it's going to do, one way or the other. So it's straddling in between the 9 and the 20. This is price now. Okay, it's dropping. It's retraced half of the previous candle. So this is still chop. It's completely more than half of the previous candle here. So as you see, no additional movement lower. It's just working its way. It's still lower highs, as you can see here, 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 but no new lows. So flushing down. So if it breaks even more now, then we'll make a new lie. It's just tapped it again. Made a new low. This is the previous day's low right here, this green line. And this is like the range around that area. It's about 11:41 Eastern Standard Time. This is the area we drew at pre-market. Take profit is here. Take profit hit. Our move is over. As you see, the it was a high probability that it was going to hit in this range. This is the previous day's low. It's not always guaranteed it will tap it exactly. That's why I always like to provide a range for that move. But this candle has a lot of momentum, and we're done for the day. Profit $205. We took this move basically right here on the 9:35 candle, which is 9:35 Eastern Standard Time, and we just got take profit hit just shy of the previous day's low, and we're out of the trade in profit. And that's it.